Hey YouTube, this is Kenny the Messy Soaper, and I'm coming to you today with cutting my soap cake. As you can see, I already cut half of it because I wanted to see, well, I told you guys before that I am like terrible, absolutely terrible at cutting anything straight, so I decided to cut it in half first, and I'm kind of happy that I did because my other side of my cake actually broke in half, like between the two cakes, between these two lines here, and this one's kind of breaking a little bit. I put some Meltapore on it and it didn't really mend well, so I think the next time that I make some another soap, I'll just pour some base in between to adhere that back together. So I'm just gonna only cut the one side today, and hopefully, you know, this part stays together. So right now, as you can see, and it's crumbling a little bit because of the frosting. It didn't, well, you guys saw my other video, but for those of you who have not saw that video, the frosting heated up. So I kind of figured it wasn't going to adhere as well on this side, but as you can see, it's kind of pinky on the inside, which I do like that color, but I know it's not going to stay that color because the top didn't. But I don't know how well this is going to go. Hopefully, you know, it doesn't all fall apart. I'm going to try to get 8 slices out of here. So I guess I will get started. And wish me luck on cutting this thing straight, because like I told you guys, I am absolutely horrible at cutting straight. So, and then I was really shocked how dark the cake got on top, because if you saw my making video, this was like really pink. And now it's a brownish color, which it's okay because it kind of gives the antique-y look to it. And I've gotten a lot of messages from you all saying, you know, make another soap cake, because I said in my last video that I wasn't ever making another one. I was just so fed up with that cake that I just said I'm done and I'll never ever make another one. Okay, so I can see with my cutting again, it's slightly on a slant, but oh well. And I can tell right here it's cracking too. I guess, well, I know I really can't. I was going to say the next time I make a soap cake, I'll just make one whole cake, but I don't have a pan that's deep enough. Yeah, this is, it's really slanted. I can see on this side it's more of a slant. I don't know if you guys can see that, but, oh well, I kind of figured, because I told you all I am not good with cutting straight lines at all. And Hunter suggested that I cut these, you know, in smaller pieces, and I would like to, but just from the look of things, I think if I was to cut them too thin, they would really start to fall apart. So I'm just going to play it by ear and see how that works out. But yeah, because yep, it's starting, my frosting is starting to break apart already. And I think the actual slant of the cut is coming from my knife bending as I'm cutting, but let's just see what happens here. I knew that the bottom frosting too was going to kind of crumble apart. But yeah, that's really cool. So it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And I do like the color so much. I just really wish that it would stay this nice pink color. But like I said, I know it's not going to. And this cake was really, like I said, I keep saying like I said, I didn't really have too much intentions on selling it, just because it was more or less to see if I could actually, yeah, see that? Well, I show the good with the bad, but I think what happened too, because I was doing a mica line, which me and my brilliant ideas here, I'm always trying something new, but I think that's what's causing my cake to fall apart. But I will mend it back together with some more soap base once I make another cake. So I'm going to continue to cut, and if it all falls apart, then it just falls apart. But here we go. I'm not gonna, this part I'm not gonna cut again, just because as you can see it's already in 2 pieces. Yeah, and it's kind of, I guess, you know, if it was to fall apart, that's cool, because the icing still kind of hangs on back here. And so once I refrost this, so to speak, then I think it'll be okay once I put some more soap base down. So I'm going to set this part off to the side. And yeah, I think I do probably need to cut these a little thinner because that's a big hunking piece of cake or soap. And if I did decide to sell it, it would cost far too much. So I'm going to try to give this another slice and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, this is just, I don't know, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was going to start to flake apart if I cut too much. So I'm probably going to spend some time piecing this thing back together. But that was expected, so it's not like I'm shocked or anything. Oh, experiment. Yeah, so they're all starting to come apart, and I do believe it's because I did the mica line in between and then changed my mind. So, and this would have been like a really nice, ooh, it's gonna come apart, a nice slice of cake here, a good decent size, and I think that's like the average size. Yeah, see, it's all falling apart. The average size that everybody sells it, you know, the width. So I'm not too discouraged about that falling off because that's what melt and pour and cold process soap base is for, to use it as glue. I don't know how I'm going to put that piece back there, but we will figure that one out. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and sit that right here where you can't see it. All right. Guys, Hunter is here. Say hi, Hunter.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, she was supposed to be filming for me, but she ran off and didn't come back. So I just said, well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. It's like falling apart everywhere. And that was just because, oh yeah, that's because my soap batter was just way too hot. So, is this a disaster video? Probably so. It was a nice concept, but, yeah. So, I tell you guys, I'll show you with the pretty with the ugly, and this is turning out to be pretty ugly. But, I don't know. I'm going to cut this last part too, and hopefully it'll stay together. But that's kind of, especially since this cake like kicked my butt. And now it's like crumbling all to hell. And I mean, it's so pretty. It really, really is. But yeah, it's just not being very nice to me. So of course, because this has kind of turned to a fail, you know, I got to make another one. So, and then too, I've kind of learned, sorry guys, I'm trying to pay attention because it's like moving apart as I'm cutting through it. Yeah, not cool. Let me see if I can pick it up without it falling apart. I mean, it was a great idea because that is really, really pretty. Can you guys see that? And all it would need is just a little bit of a cleanup. But for the parts that are holding on for dear life, like I said, I am going to spackle those back together. And as far as the frosting falling off the back, I highly doubt it, but I just might be, you know, adventurous enough to repipe the missing parts, the parts that are falling off back onto it. Probably not. But, you know, one never knows. So this part right here, yeah, it's still hanging on. Okay, I thought it was coming apart. That is pretty cool. That is a good looking cake. Yeah, and that's the back side because I didn't show you all the back side. And you already saw the top. That is very cool looking. Let's see, show like that. If it wasn't falling all apart, it would be beautiful. But since it is, there's nothing I could do about it. No sense in being sad. I kind of expected this. That's why it took me so long to cut it, just because I didn't want to see this. But am I peeved about it? No, because I've had a couple of days to get ready for this. So I'm gonna keep on cutting and keep watching it crumble. But it's not crumbling as bad as I thought it would. So it can be fixed. And like I said, I'm pretty certain now I'm not going to sell this one just because it is, you know, falling all apart and things like that. Because even like when I pull the knife from the back of it, I'm losing parts from the back of it. But my next cake that I do make, I don't know when I'm going to. And thank you for all of you who has been so inspirational and telling me don't give up and keep going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because well, you can tell my voice in my video that I was so over this cake, but yeah, I will make another one. I really, really will. And if any of you live in Michigan and want to come by my house and cut the next one, please let me know. Because I told you freehand cutting is not my bag. So, but yeah, I think that's as good as it gets. I don't know. Well, yeah, hell, we're almost at the end anyway. I was going to not cut the rest, but hell, why not? I only have like one more piece to cut in half. And it's not a total wash. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is when I do craft fairs and things like that, I'll just have these on display on a cake stand. And I think it would be a great conversational piece. So people to bring customers over to the table, inquire about and things like that. And it was funny because I was sitting at work today and I wasn't watching my video on YouTube. I was listening to it because I always listen to my videos just to see if there's anything that I should change or shouldn't have said or whatever the case may have been. And one of the managers walked up. He goes, "Ooh, what is that?" And I said, "It's a cake." He goes, "Wow, that looks good." I said, "It's a cake that I made." He goes, "Man, can I have a piece?" I said, "It's soap." He goes, "Oh, wow. Okay, I was really interested until you told me it was soap. But it's still cool, though. That looks delicious." So, yeah. Here we go with the last piece that I'm going to cut. And as you can see, when I showed you the whole back and the top came off the other cake, that's the same thing that happened with the other side. So, I'm just going to leave that alone. And I did do the melt and pour, but I do not like the way it looks at all because it didn't align like it was before. That is so heartbreaking to see it, ew, to see it kind of break apart like that, but what can you do? And I knew I had to cut it soon because it was going to be just too dry to cut and then it would have really have fallen apart. So yeah, this part is not cutting that well, but that's that. Yeah, this cut is funky. How you like that? Yep, this will, okay, I see what happened. It just came apart too. So a little bit of spackling. Yeah, that is really not, yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. I could make up some grand excuse. Oh, it's just because, you know, the way I cut, but no. It's, look at that. The whole thing, okay, let me stop. It's like really falling apart. So this is my piece. The public will never see this other than you all. Okay.
Well, at least it smells good.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
It does smell really good.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
That's about it. No,
yeah, that's all I'm going to say there. So,
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. But I do know for next time, the recipe to use for my frosting so this doesn't happen again. First time, I'm going to say that I'm pleased with the way, you know, it looked before I just busted it all up. And there are some pieces that are still salvageable, so it's not a total wash. But that's it, guys. This is white chocolate macadamia. I'm going to show you that kind of close. Give your back view, give your top view. And that's the cutting. And yeah, I kind of expected this, so I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. I'll just do some doctoring on it. I'm going to shrink wrap it and put it on display for all to see, and that'll be the end of that. But I will be making another one. Don't know when. I'm still kind of decompressing from the disaster video, which it wasn't a disaster video, but I was like so frustrated. So on that note, guys, this is Kenny and Hunter, the Royal Appleberry, and we'll see you later.
Bye.